Stop thinking your ex's new drama is wild. Wait till you hear about this ex-wife who literally stole her ex's identity. Seriously, it's like a soap opera, but with less hair pulling. Grab your popcorn for this one. So picture this. Our ex-wife walks into court looking innocent like, who, me? But plot twist. Turns out she's been cruising around town as her ex-husband swiping his identity like it's a free sample at the grocery store. The judge is confused, the lawyers are baffled, and honestly, somewhere out there, someone's grandma is clutching her pearls. I mean, talk about taking what's mine is yours a little too literally. So if you want more wild legal tea hotter than your ex's new Tinder date, don't forget to subscribe to Tea's Spicy Tea. Because here, the drama's always piping and the laughs never stop.
Jeffers, file number 257256FH. Time of day set for sentencing. Ms. Jeffers is present, represented by Attorney Dallas L. Rooney. People are represented by Prosecuting Attorney Timothy J. Rukowski. On April 28th of this year, the defendant had pled to identity theft. Ms. Mandy Alexanders prepared the pre-sentence report dated May 27th, 2025. Mr. Rooney, have you and your client had the opportunity to review the pre-sentence report?
We have.
Are there any additions, deletions, corrections, or objections to the report other than guidelines?
No to that and no to guidelines.
All right. Ms. Jeffers, do you agree with that? Thank you. Mr. Rukowski, any objection to the report as well as guidelines?
No, I had a question.
Mr. Rooney, anything you'd like to say we had your client before the court imposes sentence?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 25 years old. There's no criminal history of any kind before this incident. He's gainfully employed. He's highly educated and a master's degree in social work. Two minor issues, the restitution request. I think technically there has not been one. If there is one, then she definitely will pay the $1,500 change. But I believe that the credit card company has written that off and the victim does not have to pay that.
Anything else?
No.
Ms. Jeffers, is there anything you can say?
I'm really sorry for how it has affected them, regardless of everything else. That's fair.
Ms. Jeffers, you come from a good family. Why? You know better than this. I mean, you sat there in the civil proceedings, you straighten the eye, and then come to find out this is what it's all about.
It's a lot. How would the court think it's about?
I'm not doubting that, but you have a master's degree. You're highly articulate. You speak very well, and you took from someone that you shouldn't have taken.
I know. It was just a bad situation of, it was a shared dog, and so it was a back and forth, how to help, who to help, if they were going to, if they weren't, I shouldn't, and I just made a bad call.
But when police contacted you, you lied to them.
Technically, he came over and gave, yeah.
You did. Mr. Rukowski, anything on behalf of the people? This is a victim's rights case.
The victim is here and wishes to address the court.
So, would you please state your first name?
Calvin.
Mr. Cooney, you may proceed. What would you like to tell the court?
Well, I'd like to first thank you, Your Honor, for giving me the opportunity to speak today. I'm here because I'm the victim of identity theft. That is a violation that has caused a significant financial, emotional, and personal hardship in my life. Since discovering this crime, I have spent countless hours trying to untangle the damage caused. I've had to repeatedly contact the debt collection agency, the credit card company, and even the veterinarian's office where the crime was committed, none of which I had any legitimate ties to, just to understand how my name and personal information had been misused. Each call was emotionally draining and time-consuming, and often led to more questions than answers. In order to defend myself, I had to take time off of work to gather and submit documentation proving that I was not responsible for these fraudulent activities. Missing work created an additional financial strain and an added stress during an already overwhelming time. One of the most devastating consequences has been the damage to my credit. Because of the fraudulent accounts and transactions committed in my name, my credit report is now severely impacted. As a result, I am currently unable to make any major purchases that require a loan, including necessities like a car or housing, because lenders see me as a financial risk for something I did not do. This crime has robbed me of more than just my time and my money. It has stolen my peace of mind. I now approach everyday financial decisions with fear and hesitation. I constantly monitor my accounts, question the safety of my personal information, and worry about long-term consequences that I am still uncovering. Your Honor, I want to emphasize that identity theft is not a minor inconvenience. It is a deeply invasive and traumatic experience that affects victims long after the initial crime. I respectfully ask that the court recognize the severity of what has been done, not only to my finances, but to my life, and hold the responsible party fully accountable for the harm they've caused. And to the individual who did this, I sincerely hope you take this opportunity to seek the mental health help you may need. What you've done has had real and lasting consequences on my life, and I urge you to reflect on your actions and find the support necessary to prevent causing this kind of harm to anyone else in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rakowski?
Well, Your Honor, that's been my conversation with Mr. Kuhn through this entire process. The fact that you have a marriage, the marriage goes in a different direction, and yet that personal identifying information that the defendant had from Mr. Kuhn that she used to open up this account. And I think it gets underscored by the fact that his credit has been affected. I mean, that's really what most of us, we try to make any kind of purchases and that, everybody's gonna look at your credit. And because of this, which he had no fault in whatsoever, it affects him. As my understanding for restitution, he's been covered for purposes of the vet bill, but the credit card company is out. I have no idea if they're submitting something or not. We'd ask to keep the restitution issue open, Your Honor. But as it relates to the underlying crime, I mean, it's very significant to have your credit affected, and that's what happened here. And as the court pointed out, when Ms. Jeffers was approached by the police, it was one story, then another story, and then finally, when they got her IP address, like, well, he was with me, and I mean, that is the concern. We engaged in a plea offer with Mr. Rooney. We believe that it's fair and appropriate under the circumstances. We talked to Mr. Kuhn about it before we entered into that plea agreement. But we wish the court to underscore that with the defendant here about where she's at and what needs to be taken care of. As far as the jail time, just so that the jail is aware of it, this is not the court sentencing Ms. Jeffers to jail because the delay of sentence. The court can't. This is a revocation of bond, so there is no jail credit. Sometimes they'll say, well, we give a credit. Well, you don't get credit for this. This is a revocation of your bond for 3 days. It's agreement between the defense and the prosecution. So she has to serve those 3 days. When that will be, it has to be during the delay period. So whatever that is, she has a year to make sure that she gives the 3 days to the jail. Court, have any questions of me?
I don't. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, thank you. Clearly, that's the nail. He hit it right on the head. And Mr. Kuhn's statements as well. Knock on wood. Personally speaking, I've not had my credit rate attacked. I've had clients over the years that have when I was in private practice, and it is the most unnerving, just rattling experience for anyone. And it's something that no one wants to do. Ms. Jeffers, the plea offer, it would appear to me, was extended to you based upon the fact that not only are you young, very young, but no prior record to speak of, highly educated, gainfully employed, but really just did a boneheaded move here. That's what it comes down to. And I'm just laying it out. That's how I operate. That's how I operate. I'm just going to speak the way I speak. I'm not going to change my speaking for anyone here because you knew and you know better. And if the shoe were on the other foot, I couldn't imagine what you'd be going through as well. Mr. Kuhn's going through it. He's going to be dealing with this for years to come. I hope you've learned from this. And I hope you understand that if it comes down to an emergency regarding a pet or anyone else, it doesn't matter. You do it through the proper channels. It will be the disposition of this court then that the defendant can be placed on the delay of sentence provision for a period of 1 year. Ms. Hatch will get a review date as we go along here. But bottom line is you're not to violate any criminal law of any government. You're not to leave the state. Is there something you want to say? Absolutely. You're not to leave the state of Michigan without prior approval of the court. You are to notify the probation agent at least monthly or such times and places the agent may require. You must use your prescription medication only as prescribed by your doctor. You are to complete any mental health or other recommended treatment following the assessment by a qualified community-based service provider. You are to waive confidentiality and allow any treatment program that you are attending to disclose that information to the field agent. No verbal, written, electronic, or physical contact with Colin Kuhn, either directly or through another person, nor are you to be within 500 feet of his person, place, or residence. No assault of abusive, threatening, or intimidating behavior. No verbal, written, electronic, or physical contact with anyone housed within an NDOC facility. Nor are you to have the same type of communication with anyone that's engaged in a behavior that constitutes a violation of any criminal law of any government. You are not to own, use, or possess a weapon of any type, not even an imitation. You can't be around anyone that possesses those items. You are to contact the supervising field agent no later than the first business day following your placement on probation or release from jail. You are to follow all verbal and written orders of the probation agent. You are to allow the agent to your residence at any time for probation supervision, where you're subject to a search of your person and property, including but not limited to your person, computer, home, vehicle, without the need of a warrant if the agent is reasonable cause you of items that violate the terms of your probation. Any arrest or police contact, laws of employment must be reported to the agent within 24 hours. You are to make, and you are employed with the standard employment provision. Restitution now is to be left open. Currently, it says 1503.63. If the credit court solution folks file something with court, certainly we can address it, but we'll keep restitution open at this point. Crime victims assessment of $130 will be ordered. Probation supervision fee $30 per month regular, $60 electronic. Court cost of $100 will be imposed, payable at the rate of $10 a month. Fine of $100 will be imposed. Court is going to, she's employed. Attorney fees, $400, payable at the rate of $30 a month. $68 in state costs will be ordered as well. Court will also order that you complete 20 hours of community service, which must be completed over the balance of your delay. You must provide proof or verification of that to the probation agent. It can be any civic, religious, fraternal, nonprofit, governmental, religious program, but you must provide proof of that. Regarding the delay of sentence, again, I cannot, the court has no authority to authorize any jail time under that provision. However, it must be arranged between the defense and the prosecution as to how that will happen. If you need any assistance from the court, certainly the court can assist, but we can't order it based upon the delay. It is my duty to inform you, though, you have the right to seek leave to appeal. If you're financially unable to provide counsel of your own choice, the court will assign counsel for a public expense. Please initial the receipt questionnaire form requesting the assignment of counsel, both of which must be executed under oath and filed with the clerk of the court within 42 days. The court is in receipt of that document. Ms. Jeffers, we are going to see you next on
June 29th, 2026.
June 29, 2026 at 9 a.m.
Yes.
For review. The ultimate goal here is we see you on that day and no issues, the delay of sentence would enter and the lower conviction would enter. If you come back before the court earlier, it could be a different situation. Go ahead.
Do I have to complete a mental health assessment if I've been in therapy for years. I've given assessment done every year annually.
I've ordered it. We'll leave it at the discretion of the agent. If you can provide information to the agent that satisfies that component and they are satisfied, the court will be satisfied as well. But I do have it. Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. Off the record.